My lords, ladies and gentlemen, first public warning, would you like to welcome the heavy lightweight champion of Scotland, Mr. Hector Nicol?
Thank you very much. My God, you're all looking well tonight. See, you had a bit of keen in fighting. I'm his brother, no so keen in fighting. I've been up to that many times, my wife's got to contend to get me up in the morning. I come from a long line of boxers, all except my uncle. He was a cocker spaniel. Never forget my first fight in the gardens. The Botanic Gardens it was, you know. And I got in the ring there and I took off my dressing gown. All the women started screaming, I forgot to put my drawers on. The referee was going to disqualify me. I said, I was just waving at the crowd. He said, aye, but it was what you were waving at. See, I'll never forget that fight. I went by my corner there, and I'm sitting there, you know. See, the first round, I was troubled my hands all through the first round. The referee kept standing on them, you know. I went by my second, said, just keep swinging, a draft might give him pneumonia. He said, you hadn't laid a glove on you. I said, well, keep your eye on the referee because somebody's knocking hell at me, I guess. By the end of the third round, I was that far behind in points, so I had to knock him out to get a draw. I was just saved by the bell. The ambulance rang all the way to the infirmary. Take your likes of me now. I was always fighting, always getting into trouble. And it wasn't me, but it's my twin brother. See, my twin brother, well, it's like his two peas. A couple of bachelors, you know. And went for a message, I went for a message from my mother. He went for it. She belted him because she didn't know the difference. Went to school together. He did his sums wrong. The teacher used to belt me because she didn't know the difference. I courted the lassie for 10 years. The day I was to get married, she married my twin brother. She didn't know the difference. I got my in back last week. I died and they buried him. Hey, bowlers then. Bowlers. Yeah, but a fellow was going, he was a very keen bowler, this chap. And he went down to Blackpool for his holidays. He's walking along the promenade and he saw a big bill that said, fortune teller. I said, I'm going to ask this question. He went in and he said, madam, he said, can you tell me, are there any bowling greens in heaven? She said, I'll look into my crystal ball. So she looked into her crystal ball. She said, I've got good news for you and bad news for you. She said, give me the good news first. She said, well, she said, there's millions of bowling greens in heaven. He said, what's the bad news? He said, your first tie's on Wednesday. I was fighting an Irish boxer that night there, Pat McGubbin. He didn't have Pat McGubbin, I'll tell you. And I was standing there before the fight, like, and he crossed his tail like that. And I said to him in a second, I said, what does that mean? He said, it means nothing if he can't fight. But you know, here with Irishman, I walked in the bar, he had a pig on the lead. The barman said, where'd you get that? And the pig said, Ireland. This Irishman had an accident. He was working a building site and had an accident and lost his ear. And they were all looking for his ear all over the place, you know. Where is it? Where is it? The boy said, here it is. He says, where? He says, there it's here. The Irishman said, that's no mine. He said, mine had a pencil on it. That's not mine. This Irishman went for a job in the British Rail. Now, there's a good mixture for a start. And he went up to the porter. He said, where can I find the station master? And the porter said, you better ask somebody who works here. And he went into the station master's office. He said, I've called about a job in the signal box. The station master said, well, he said, I'll give you the test question. He said, before you get this job, he said, there's 2 express trains coming. They're on the one line. They're going to crash head on. What do you do? And the Irishman said, I pull the signal. He said, the signal's not working. So the Irishman thought, he said, well, wait a minute. He says, Oh, he said, I got one of these bangers. I put it in the line. That would stop. He said, no. He says, you can't get a banger. He said, well, he says, I got a lamp and a whistle and a wee flag. I got in the line. He said, you can't get a lamp, a whistle, or a flag. So Irishman thought, he said, well, he said, I'll get my brother-in-law. He said, why your brother-in-law? He said, well, he's never seen a train crash. Oh, but the Irishman sitting in a train and a big English chap went in beside him and sat down beside him. He said, look, Paddy, we're going on a long journey, he said. We might as well pass the time, we'll have a wee quiz. He said, I'll ask you a question, you ask me a question. He says, since you're a dumb Irishman, if you can't answer my question, you only have to give me £1. He said, but if I can't answer your question, I'll give you £5. So the Irishman said, all right, I'll go first. I do impressions too. I'll go first. He said, what's got 3 heads, 14 legs, swims under the water, 13 wings, and it can't fly? The Englishman thought, my God, 3 heads, 14 legs. He said, look, Paddy, he said, I don't know. He said, there's your £5. What is it? And the Irishman said, I don't know either. There's your £1. Because you see, the Irishmen are no daft, they're no stupid. They tell the same jokes about the Scotsman over there. They just say the Scotsman's mean. And that's not true. I mean, the Scotsman's not mean, is he? No. See, my grandfather was an Aberdonian. And you see that ring there, he sold it to me on his deathbed. So I wrote him a cheque. He was a very shy fella. I mean, you could stand beside him in a pub all night, you wouldn't know he was there. The only man I know could light a cigarette in his pocket. He got arrested once, he broke into a pound. When he died, he left all his money to the unknown soldier's widow. I only come out tonight to get rid of the wife for a wee while, you know. I mean, this is my second wife I've got now. My first wife got drowned. We were standing beside the wishing well and she fell in. But the wife I've got now, I don't know what to do without her, if I had a chance. We were married 15 years last week, and I was just thinking if I'd strangled her the first week, I'd just be getting out now. I'm not saying she's frigid or anything like that, you know. She opens her mouth, a wee light comes on. Remember that picture, The Naked and the Dead? She played both parts in it. And I wouldn't say she's ugly, she's not ugly. She's a wee bit cross-eyed. When she greets, the tears roll down her back, you know. She says it's a form of bacteria. She's the only woman I know who can watch a tennis match without turning her head. She used to be a school teacher. She got the sack. She couldn't control her pupils. I wouldn't say she's ugly, but when she was a wee girl, dirty old men used to give her sweets to stay out the car. A hard game. Actually, I was going to fight one night and I forgot to shave. And I went into this big hairdresser, and there was a Pakistani hairdresser. I said, will he give me a shave? And he come in there, he come in there, he come in there, he come in there. I said, will you give me a glass of water? He says, you're not feeling well. I said, no, I just want to see if I leak. He said, well, I'll wrap your head in a towel. I said, no, I'll carry on with my hair on my There was a fella next to me in the hairdresser, and he shaved him, and he was covered in blood. And he said to this boy, he said, have I ever shaved you before? And the boy said, no, I lost my hair during the war. And I came out here and I never eat before a fight, and I felt a wee bit peckish, you see. So, I went in and ate a businessman's lunch. By God, he was annoyed. Always. A lovely meal, man. I had cock a van. That's chicken in a lorry. I was the opening of one of these big steakhouses, you know. The old world inn, they call it, you know. The opening night, and they're all sitting there with their bow ties on. And the big waiter came over to me, he said, look, he said, you can have anything you like tonight. He said, it's on the house, anything you want, just order it. He says, as a matter of fact, if you order something we haven't got, he said, I'll give you £100. I said, are you sure? He said, yes. I said, well, bring me some giraffes, kneecaps and toast. He came back, he said, there's your £100. I said, I quote you. He said, I have no breed. But when I was coming in here tonight, a chap said to me, he said, do you know the flower of Scotland? I said, yes, MacDougall's home pride.
Far away in the Highlands, there stands a wee house, and it stands on the breast o' the brae.
Hear about the bee that raped the doorbell. It was a humdinger.
Tell 'em about the honey, mummy. Where we played as laddies, there long, long ago.
This wee midget went to the doctor and he was only 18 inches high. 18 inches high. The doctor said, what's wrong with you? He said, I'm not too fit.
Though it seemed it was just yesterday.
You know, the fella walked in a Chinese restaurant, ordered 20 number 6 and got 300 weight of rice.
I can still see old Granny, a smile on her face, just as pure as the heather dew.
There's a wee boy standing outside the chapel one Sunday morning, and this woman came along, and she tripped and she fell, and she got up and she dusted herself off like that. She said, hey, is mass out? He said, no, but your hand's on squint.
With a tear in her eye, as she whispered goodbye, saying, laddie, may God bless you.
You hear of a wee Scottish duck and a wee Irish duck. They were standing in the corner one morning, having a wee blather, you know. And the wee Scottish duck said, well, I'm a woe, and the wee Irish duck peed on it.
When the heather bells are booming outside Granny's door, whereas laddies there we played in days of long ago, 'neath the shadow of Benbraggy, Goldsmith's lordly steam. How I wish that I could see